even more interesting. So I'd like us to go through our remaining key points very fast. We have mentioned the few challenges that women actually go through when it comes to matters agriculture. You mentioned research and also technology, and the government and the different sectors that are involved in agriculture should be able to try and bridge the gap, bringing it closer to the farmers, considering most farmers are in the rural areas. Now, agriculture is one of the government's big four agenda. What role do women play when it comes to this, considering they are now 80% of women, the ones who are doing agriculture, and agriculture is the economy driver in the country?
I think one of the roles for women need to be on the decision-making table.
Absolutely.
Because that's the only way we are going to start having impact. And we need to move away from political appointees to sit on government boards. By having people who have got the experience, it's not necessarily the academic background, the experience.
Experience is key,
is key to being able to start making a difference so that we can have the voice of women on that table. So I think that's one of the most important things. The second thing is when women work together and network, then that way we build a stronger base and we become a stronger team to be able then to leverage on a lot of the things that are going on. We lose a lot of opportunity because I have the information, you don't have it. But when we're able to come together on a platform, then that is really going to be able to help us escalate what we need to do.
A platform like the one you're on right now. All right.
Yeah.
And before, that will be my last question to you. But Felicia, kindly do tell us, to achieve the Global Sustainable Development Goal, hunger must be abolished completely. And what are women doing in terms of training, new technology to increase productivity?
So we're running a program called Value for Her. And basically what we're saying is if we have an e-hub, are women able to access this? It's going to be information and technology to help us leapfrog. I think there is enough going on, there's enough learning that we can do and build capacity for women to actually achieve food on the table, food and nutrition. But we have to know what is it that I need to do, what does my neighbor need to do to be able to achieve that. And it means going together. Quality, consistency, and quantity to be able to get that. And infrastructure, government is doing a lot to build the infrastructure, but then we have to engage and actually be there to do our little small thing and together add it up. So AWAN is doing something with a e-hub, developing an e-hub, but women have to register digitally to be able to know who's doing what where. So when we're saying let's go to market, who can plug in there? There are many apps, there's a lot of data, but is it appropriate data? How is it packaged? So in knowing what the need is, then we're able to address it effectively so that we're going to market together with the right products at the right time and knowing what's happening in Tanzania, what's happening in Uganda to be able to meet that. But I think it's about going together, it's about building each other's capacity and growing the right things professionally to be able to meet that market.
All right. Would you like to add maybe a
I think the other thing
that
we are trying to do is also reach out to the other woman. There's a woman in Pokot who's doing something nice, but does she know of any other farmer anywhere else or just a farmer in Pokot? By bringing the women in agribusiness roundtable, is saying, women, let's go visit the other women. Let's strengthen each other and say, you're on the right track. How else can I help you? And giving them the opportunity of also seeing what's happening on the other side. Just doing our own informal engagements will really be able to make a difference because we have a lot of post-harvest losses, I think, are the biggest challenge that we have. Not too long ago, tomatoes were going bad in Nyahururu. Why? A few years ago, we were pouring milk. Why? Value addition. So if we can be able to start adding value at the farm, even if it's 1 or 2 levels, then it means we can be able to have a better product and we can be able to harness the market.
On that note right there, what is the African Women Agribusiness Network doing when it comes to matters women in agriculture?
So in terms of capacity and training, we've had a Women Enterprise Development Program where we're asking the women, it's about training. Yes, you have tomatoes, but the market doesn't want tomatoes the same way and the same variety that we had 10 years ago. There's a lot of research that has happened. Can we plug into the research that has gone on? Can we produce something interesting? Can we do our packaging more interesting the way the market is demanding? Can we then go to market together or call the suppliers so that, because what we have noticed is services come to groups. When you go it alone, you may not get exactly at the cost that you want.
Yeah.
But it's more efficient and cost effective, and because of economies of scale, to get the services at a lower rate. So when we come to standards, what standards are you using? When you call CABS or Bureau Veritas to help, then they come with a better price for you. So value addition is key, and that comes in manufacturing and part of the big four. The other thing is technology. We have to use technology. There's no way we can avoid it. So embrace it and see how we can, your prices, your varieties, tilling. So all those things go hand in hand. And I think AWAN is in the business of connecting women online and getting the resources to help us move together, coaching, mentoring, and adding value to our products.
All right. Yeah. No one would ever think that you need coaching and mentoring when it comes to martys farming.
Oh, no.
I think that's one of the most important things that we tend to forget, and for me that's one of the key and strong points that I do work with. We need to mentor each other.
Absolutely.
If I move up, if I move another 5 women under me, and each of them moved another 5, can you imagine how much change we'd be able to bring into what we're producing? Cost of production in this country is very high because of the raw materials. But if we can be able to harness that, then again we can bring costs down. 2, we can then make food accessible, affordable, and available. And healthy food for that matter. How are we handling food in our markets? Look at the hawkers in town. Go to Wakulima Market. It's an eyesore. Why are we doing that? But can we be able to hold those women and say, this is the best way to do it? Do we have traceability systems into place? If we work together, then you can be able to know where the fish comes from. It's Suzanne's fish, it's so-and-so's fish. So you're able to actually have a whole traceability system. And that way, when you have those kind of standards, I think we'll be able to have raised a bit.
All right. All right. Well, ladies, thank you so much. Unfortunately, we have to wrap up this interview. I wish, me too, because you definitely have a lot of